Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Tulsa sound pioneer JJ Cale, and through his song After Midnight, we're going to let it all hang out. Why don't we do that? So I trust you found that one encouraging to all you couples out there. Going from there to 1947 in Southampton in the UK. This guy's first band was in 1963, the Johnson City Jazz Band, but it was around 1968 that he became well known for a blues and boogie singer and piano player. The guy we're talking about is Jona Lewie. Now, Jona was well and truly starting to get recognised as a songwriter, contributing to a few labels actually around the late 1960s. In 1969, he actually joined Brett Murren and the Thunderbolts, and he did write a few songs for these guys, including Seaside Shuffle, and also another one On a Saturday Night, and this actually got to number 42 in the charts under the name Cherry Dactyl and the Dinosaurs. So we've actually got a studio version of that one there for you. While he was doing this, he was sort of doing albums in his own right, and he never strayed too far from his piano boogie woogie roots, playing for such guys as Duke Boy Bonner and Arthur Craddock. In 1977, he was signed up with Stiff Records, and one of the songs that he's famous for, You Will Always Find Me in the Kitchen at Parties. This song actually went to number 20 in the UK. It's all about, hey, me and Miguel are having an interesting night tonight, so I'm just going to hang around in the kitchen. The great thing about Jona Lewie is just his absolute beautiful take on life and just the fun that he has with his lyrics. And so you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties. It's kind of a synth pop kind of vibe to it before sort of the synth pop came in the 1980s. And so he was a bit of a pioneer in that area as well. But it was around in Christmas 1980, out came the Stop the Cavalry. Now this was an anti-war song. It came out at Christmas time. This got to number 3. We've got an official clip and the live version below. There's just so much to like about this song, guys. He talks about fighting through the centuries. He talks about the girl waiting for him at home in a nuclear fallout shelter. And the great thing about this track is the brass band that's got going behind it, because it kind of feels like something from the early 20th century, but we've got nuclear fallout zone in here as well, and it really truly brings it into the 1980s, where we were really feeling it at this point. And Stop the Cavalry. If I get elected, I will stop the cavalry. The question is, why hasn't this cavalry stopped? There's so much nastiness going on in the world right now, and most human beings, I think, would want war to stop, particularly those that are actually in it. And if you're actually in a war zone, oh my goodness, I can't even start to imagine what it's like for you. But the cavalry is not stopping, is it? There's been some big wars recently that have really left the world gasping for breath a little bit, and the cavalry is not stopping. Why? I don't know. I think maybe everyone's got a different path to get to the same place. We all want the world to be a better place, but not when you're around, or not when you're around if you're on opposing sides. And therefore the two people never get together to discuss and to talk about it. And meanwhile civilians die, which is not good. I think this song is really true right now, because there have been a couple of big wars of late that we just really don't know, what to do about them, really. It's almost like human nature's running out of options to know what to do about these situations. But, the hope always is that we will stop the cavalry, because I'm sure there's a whole heap of guys and girls out there who want to go home to their families, but they're not. Or maybe their family's no longer there. we just don't know. The risk is just, the risk of being human sometimes can be really, really big. And I think even though this song has a bit of a light feel to it, certainly where the way the brass band is the lyrics are really, really cutting here. And I think the world really needs to take notice of this Christmas classic that came out in 1980. If I get elected, I will stop the Cavalry. What a beautiful, beautiful line that is. And my hope is that at some point the Cavalry will be stopped. Because it all starts with us, doesn't it? There's got to be peace in our hearts, doesn't there? That's where peace starts. It's not an absence of war. Peace is actually peace in our hearts. And until human beings find that place, I don't know how we're going to go. So we've got a visual alive of that one below. Into 1981, we got Louise, We Get It Right. This song got to number 2. I do remember this song actually when it came out. Again, not realising that Jona Lewie, sang this one. Got the official clip of that one below. We've also got an interview, just a very, very short interview with him, just about some of the highlights of his career. Between 1975 and 2024, that's quite a career there actually. 6 studio albums, in fact, coming up to 50 years next year, and 14 singles, and he's well and truly contributed to this legacy called music. So the links to those, how many we've got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clips from the description below. And I've also included my last video from JJ Cale. So if you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Live Reflections to Music, or you come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, we're going to start to embark on the Johns. There actually are a few Johns, aren't there? We're going to start off with John Cougar Mellencamp. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.